Hey everybody, just want to give you a few tips on helping you pass the APM exam. Nothing technical here, just a few pointers to help you through it. Nothing too amazing, but let's see what you think. First of all, get to grips with the format of the exam. It's really easy. Section A there, look, you've got, well, both sections are compulsory, all questions are compulsory. Section A, you've got one question for 50 marks. So 40 technical marks and 10 professional ones. In section B, you've got two questions, both of which have 20 technical marks and 5 professional marks each. So that's what makes up your 100 marks. So, just be aware. Moving on. Style of the exam. This is where it gets really important. And I'm sure you've heard, well, definitely aCOWtancy.com people have heard me waffle on about this, but every lecturer in the world will tell you about this. At the professional level of the exams, you use the scenario. It's not about stating knowledge, it's not about showing off your knowledge. If you do that, you'll gain very few technical marks. As it says there, and this comes straight from the examiner, APM is an application-based paper with few, if any, marks available for textbook knowledge. However, they say that, but then in every examiner's report, they go on and say, right, students didn't really understand the balanced scorecard. Students didn't really understand the 3 E's for value for money. So you do need a good understanding of each topic, but just the basics. Okay, nothing more than the basics. And what I would do if I was you, and what we do in our revision courses, is give you the basics and just learn them. So really, really straightforward of every topic. Then, so you've got to use the scenario, but you've got to always explain yourself. That's the word you want in the exam. So if you get a question about assess the adequacy of whatever it is that maybe the client has done in the scenario, and you think, yeah, it is adequate, state it's adequate, and explain yourself. If it's not adequate, state it's not adequate, and explain yourself. Say why it's not adequate, what's wrong, what's missing. And if you always have this explanation, you will start to understand what professional exams are always about, and you'll start to score professional marks as well. Okay, so talking about professional marks, how do you get them? You know, I see some lecturers get really over the top with this. Basically, answer the specific question set and professional marks you will magically scoop up. And that's not just me saying it, that's the examiner as well. So if you had a question like in the December 24, evaluate some KPIs, a very common question, surely here you'd say what's good and what's bad about them if you were answering the question specifically, and therefore you score 3 marks because you're being skeptical about whether they're good or not, because you'll naturally challenge them. So by answering the specific question set, you tend to score professional marks. Having a good report structure, which mainly people have nowadays, that gets you good communication marks. Remembering the exam, remember section A has 10, question 1 has 10 professional marks, and question 2 and 3 have 5 each. There's 20 marks here. So anyway, the report structure gives you the communication marks. Use the introduction. Basically, it's the question rewritten, what you're going to do. Then use appropriate headings at the start and throughout the report. Make it look nice, make it look professional, and use professional language. Do that, you've got yourself some easy communication marks. And then the final thing I wanted to say to you was just to repeat what I said at the start, to give this a nice circular feel to it, but application to the scenario, it's just so vital. And I wanted to give you an example. It said in their last exam, a lot of students just stated their transfer pricing knowledge. So the question was about transfer pricing, but they just stated it with no application really to the company in the scenario. And that gains few, if any, marks. But if you had done it, if you had applied to the scenario, not do you only get the technical marks, but you also get commercial acumen because you're applying some knowledge to a commercial situation. So you're getting commercial acumen marks as well. Okay, all fairly obvious. Explain yourself, use the scenario, get good with your report structure, understand the exam. There's a few tips to pass APM. Good luck.